My view is that we must use technology for a little while to learn and to know what is in the world around us, etc. Use it and then gradually lessen our use and gradually abolish it altogether and go back to nature. When I say abolish technology altogether, I don't mean that we should live like primitives. I mean that we should get rid of artificial technology of any sort and use technology. By that I mean things that we use that we need, in other words, like, a washing machine or a fridge, and we power these things on technology that is natural, which is no doubt will be available to us, especially as we learn these things. Use technology to learn what we can do, to gradually then lessen our use of the harmful technology, which is alien to our human body and not beneficial to us, and that we don't need, and then gradually go back to what is natural in nature, because this is where we can expand our mind and our knowingness of everything, and to where we can expand as human beings, to where we will reach our full potential. The only way is nature, and without technology. Technology is a backward step, as I've said before. Technology takes human beings backward. Nature takes human beings forwards. Because technology is something, as I've said before, we can be friends with technology, but we should never be lovers. In other words, we should never integrate it into ourselves. We should never integrate it into our minds. We can leave it if you want to, but you can't leave harmful technology, though. In other words, if the technology is around you and it is not beneficial for you, then it is best to use it and gradually lessen it and get rid of it, because there's no benefit at all for human beings for that, right? Okay? Because if human beings, as I've said before, are spiritual type beings in a physical body, they create reality with their thinking and they're all connected. If you buy into this, and I say buy into because people these days do not believe things. They buy everything, that's right. They have to buy into it. They have to be told that it's true. They have to be shown that it's true. This is the problem. It's very hard to show people something that they do not believe in, that they have never been told before, the same as myself. And therefore it seems not real. Whereas if we had been brought up to it and had used it and were using it, we would know this is a fact. We would see it because we would see the produce of our thinking. In other words, if all combined, we all thought we have this perfect world, no technology, but everything functioning, and we can have anything we want by our thinking, and we all did this together, all humans combined thinking, it would be a reality. But how can that ever happen if we don't believe it and if we don't exercise that mechanism, shall we say? And also, if we are all not thinking right and not thinking the same, because we're spiritual beings, but if we do negative or think negative, that creates a negative reality. So what I'm saying is, while we're in this chaotic state of animosity and unhappiness and against one another, it's not possible for us to all be combined. And I say all combined because it's not just a matter of saying, oh, I like so-and-so down the street, but I don't like someone else down the street. You have got to accept the fact that you are all connected, and that even the people that you might not like, that you might think are wrong, they are a part of you. And that means that a part of you is wrong. You see what I'm trying to say? And this is the ridiculous thing. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that really means that you have to learn to, yes, combine with that and realise that that is also an expression of yourself, because in a way we are all connected. So we are all interchanging thoughts, but we don't know it. So we are creating chaos most of the time, because if we're angry, we're sending angry vibrations, shall we say, to other human beings, but we're unaware of it. It's very complicated if you really think about it. Even I find it mind-boggling. And I haven't got on top of it. But that is also because it has to be to where everyone is aware, and it would be like starting, when computers were first brought in, no one knew how to use one. We didn't understand them. We were even skeptical of them, which we should have been more skeptical. But instead, something like this could benefit us. Yes, we would be skeptical of. We wouldn't know how to use it correctly. It would seem like something difficult to get your head round. But what I am saying is that once we tried it and once we knew that this was a reality and started operating together that way, then we would reap the benefits of that and we would see it in reality. But while we think that it doesn't work and that it's not something that we could even do, we're still creating the reality. We're still doing it because it's still there. You can't take a gift from humans because that's what humans are. But that has been taken from us because we're unaware of it. So we're using technology now, thinking that is our communication, thinking that is our reality, thinking the real world that we create with our hands in a physical way is the reality. In reality, the real reality is our thinking creates reality. We are all combined. Our thinking creates reality. Our emotions create reality. Everything positive or negative will end up creating this world. And if you look at how chaotic it is, you can see that we're disconnected and you can see that we're not creating too well but also you must remember, and this is very important, as I've said before, it's not just that we are creating on our own. We're not conscious we're creating, but our thoughts are controlled by, shall we say, the computer, by technology. In other words, how we think about things is determined by what is downloaded to us via the technology. So I might start out thinking I want to think very peaceful, loving things, and then I go on to my technology and I see some terrible, horrific thing happening, and I'm like, oh, horrible, and it gets you angry. Bad. See, the vibration goes out to another human being, anger, animosity, separation from your connection, because even the humans that are doing things you don't like, that's assuming they really are, because we get it from technology, whether they are or not. In other words, whether it's all as it actually is presented to us, or whether even that is them being downloaded with technology. In other words, if you look at something overseas where there's some sort of war going on, right? And a war's going on everywhere. There's a war going on around me right this very minute, right? Some of it's more invisible than others, but there's a war going on everywhere because it is human beings out of touch with what they are, not knowing what they are, and they're still fighting for peace in a way, but they don't know how to do it, and they think, if they download something on the computer that says that people are doing some war or some battle overseas or something, and that makes them angry, right? But they also don't know why that war is being waged. They don't know that those people are the same as them, that if they were over there, they would probably be doing the same thing because they would have been downloaded the same way, just like I am being downloaded right now, or you too, with that information about them and stuff around you, So what I'm saying is it's all a technological download working against humans' natural creativity. In other words, their natural ability to create a good world, shall we say, or a world that pleases them. Whatever world you want, really. And I guarantee that most people would not want to have unpleasantness around them. Most people want to have all the good things, but they're not getting them because, that's right, they're being downloaded with a false world, shall we say. Because if the technology makes you angry or makes you distressed or gives you even information that is not beneficial to you, then you are not going to be creating the world that is beneficial to you, or even the world you want. And you can't do it if you don't think you can anyway. Like if you actually think that the world controls you and you have to operate in it and that you have no actual creative ability, then you're not operating that way. You will go along with the system. You will go along with the technology. But the technology presents a different idea. It tells you what the world is, but it may not be a good thing for you, is what I'm saying. And I am saying that. I'm saying that technology needs to be used now to communicate, because we are not using our natural communication, because we don't believe it, and because of all the technology around, that connection is not as strong either, because technology is not compatible with the natural human mechanism. The human technology, shall we say, is totally different to the alien computer technology, to the AI, to the internet, to the Wi-Fi. This is alien, artificial, not compatible with the human natural technology, shall we say. Because we are more advanced than the technology we use. We just don't know it. We are much more advanced, but we are led to believe the reverse. This is the problem. This is why everything is going wrong. This needs to be, we're supposed to be waking up to this. Because if I can wake up to it, anyone can, believe you me, because I am not one of your academics at all, as you can see. I would have thought less about all this stuff than most people, less about anything going on in the world for most of my life than most people. I was not interested in anything. I kept, so this is the thing.